Hello, this video is about how to support your child to have automatic recall of one more and one less than numbers to 10. I've split the video into two parts. The first part is about one more and the second part is about one less, and also how to deal with written number problems. When children are learning mathematical concepts, we want them to use real objects to help develop their understanding. We usually also want them to use number sentences, although in this case I want to build up a rhythm, so I would just settle for a one-word answer. Work in a sequence of one more up to 10, adding one object at a time. What's one more than one? Hopefully they'll say 2. What's one more than 2? 3. What's one more than 3? 4. What's one more than 4? 5. What's one more than 5? If they don't know, you can get them to count out a number of objects like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then add one more. And they can count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you carry on. What's one more than 6? 7. What's one more than 7? 8. What's one more than 8? 9. What's one more than 9? 10. You can also do this using a number line or a number track. So you put your finger on 0. What's one more than 0? 1. What's one more than 1? 2. What's one more than 2? 3. What's one more than 3? 4. What's one more than 4? 5. What's one more than 5? 6. What's one more than 6? 7. What's one more than 7? 8. What's one more than 8? 9. What's one more than 9? 10. Once they can do that, then you need to vary it a bit. So you could say, what's one more than 4? And they could count out 1, 2, 3, 4. If they don't know what's one more than 4, and then add one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. What's one more than 7? So they count out 7. And add one more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If they recognise the numbers, you can also use a number line. So what's one more than 4? They put their finger on 4 and jump up 1, 5. What's one more than 7? Put their finger on 7 and jump up 1, 8. If they're not sure which way to go on the number line, which is a common problem, then what you can do is ask them, when we're adding one more, do we go up to the bigger numbers or down to the smaller numbers? Well, let's see. What's one more than 4? Show me 4 fingers. Add one more. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's find that on the number line. Here's 4. One more than 4 is 5. So we're going this way up to the bigger numbers. I'd also encourage your child at this stage, when they're doing the random numbers, to use the number sentence. So if you said, what's one more than 7? And they pointed 7 and went up to 8. Or they counted out 7 objects. And then added one more. Get them to say 1 more than 7 is 8. I'd also recommend using a tens frame when doing one more or one less. The reason for this is that your child will start to recognise the number of objects from their position on the tens frame. And we do it in this order. What's one more than 1? 2. What's one more than 2? 3. What's one more than 3? 4. What's one more than 4? 5. What's one more than 5? 6. What's one more than 6? 7. What's one more than 7? 8. What's one more than 8? 9. What's one more than 9? 10. So make sure you do it in this order rather than in that order. And then they'll get familiar with the positions. And then you can vary it. What's one more than 4? They can count out 1, 2, 3, 4, and then add one more, and hopefully they'll remember that there's 5 filling up the top part of the frame. They can also check on the number line. Put your finger on 4. Which way do we go? Down to the smaller numbers or up to the bigger numbers? Up to the bigger numbers. What's one more than 4? 5. To help to develop your child's understanding of one more, I would get them to order numbers. And for this, you'll need some cut up numbers and probably a number line as well. And I would work on 1 to 5 first and make sure they're secure on that. So I say, can you order the numbers from 1 to 5 for me, starting with the number 1 here? What's 1 more than 1? And you could ask them to tell you that in number sentence. And if they just say 2, you can give them the starter for the number sentence. 1 more than 1 is, hopefully they'll then say 1 more than 1 is 2. Great. What's 1 more than 2? 1 more than 2 is 3. What's 1 more than 3? If they're not sure, they can find 1, 2, 3 on the number line and then jump up 1. 1 more than 3 is 4. 1 more than 4 is 5. Once they can work up from 1 to 5, then you can get them to order them. What's 1 more than 5? Like that. And you can also introduce 0 as well, if I had enough space for it. If you have Numicon, this is great for 1 more as well. You just need a set of 1 to 10 and an extra 1. So you could say, what's 1 more than 1? Your child can add another 1. They can either count it 1, 2, or they can match it like that, 2. What's 1 more than 2? 3. And because your child, what's 1 more than 3? 4. Because your child is using Numicon a lot at school, they'll remember that this is a 5, this is an 8, this is a 9. So if you ask them what's 1 more than 7, they can just find the 7, add 1 more, and they'll probably start to instantly recognize that that is the shape of an 8. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 more than 7 is 8. If you have Numicon, you can get your child to order the Numicon from 1 up to 5 and then 1 up to 10. So, and you might need to have the number line with you, the Numicon number line, just in case they need that help. So can you start with 1? Okay. What is 1 more than 1? Hopefully they'll remember 2. Try and get them to put them in the same orientation as they are on the number line. That helps with the familiarity and the game I'm going to play in a moment. What's 1 more than 2? 3. Can you tell me that in a number sentence? 1 more than 2 is 3. What's 1 more than 3? 1 more than 3 is 4. What's 1 more than 4? 1 more than 4 is 5. What's 1 more than 5? 6. What's 1 more than 6? 7. What's 1 more than 7? 8. What's 1 more than 8? 9. And what's 1 more than 9? 10. And this is very, very visual for them. They can see the pattern in the shape. To move your child on a stage, you can order the Numicon in the same way that it's shown on this number line. And you could play a game with your child. So you can say, I want you to close your eyes. You might need to make them turn away as well. And I'm going to hide a number. So you'll take 1 number away. Okay, you can look now. Which number is missing? And how do you know? So hopefully they'll recognize from the pattern of the shapes of the Numicon that the number 5 is missing. And then you can ask them to use their language to explain it. So how do you know that the 5's missing? Well, 5 comes between 4 and 6. Or they might say 1 more than 4 is 5. They might say 1 less than 6 is 5.